Yeah, you doing? It's G-Man, Steel City RC. Today I'm doing a little bit of maintenance on the Losi dbxl-e, the version 1 that I have. This mod I'm doing to the CV axle, you could actually use this and apply it on basically any like fifth scale that uses the CVA pin and stuff. Definitely the dbxl-e and the 2.0. I use this model on the Rampage MT, the Losi MTXL. It's really simple. Basically, whenever I was running, I had this out Saturday with the guys, and I was running 12S. I looked down at the axle, and I could see the pin was starting to move a little bit, and I could see it was poking out the side. I was like, I gotta get attention to this before it goes out any further, and then it snaps off the axle end. So whenever you're running your stuff, man, always double check at CV that the pin is within the universal part, because if it starts coming out, that's what actually snaps your CV axle off. I see a lot of the 2.0 guys breaking them off, and I'm pretty sure that's what's happening to them, because I'm using the V1s still for, this is like 3 years now. These are the original axles. So just doing this little mod and then just keeping up with it. Probably once a year I'll take it apart and clean it and redo it. So yeah, let me just show you guys what I'm doing here. All right, this is the version 1 axle. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, the pin is starting to slide back and forth a little bit. You can actually see it's raised above. So it was actually slid out a little further than that. As you can see, it's sticking out. If it goes any further, it snaps this off. So what the mod is, we'll get down in there, and there's that grub screw right there. Using a 2.0 hex driver, I'll take that screw out. And it wasn't loose at all. Wow. Okay, we got the grub screw out. Now you can either use another hex, I think I can use this, and just push your pin out. And be careful how it comes apart. Okay, there's the culprit pin that comes loose. Make sure you guys are on there. Okay, so now here we go. See, that's the original axle. I have never done anything to it since, I mean, really. Yearly maintenance, maybe. Let's go ahead and get it tore apart the rest of the way. Let me find a rag. But I'm gonna hit it with some brake clean right there too. Get this cleaned up real good, because we're gonna Loctite the crap out of it. Got a little bit of wear in there, but it's not much. Push this the pivot part right here. Bam. Okay, and I'll just wipe this out real good. I do have a new one, but I don't think I need it. Got the kit right here. This is comes with, as a kit, I think I needed a pin out of there or something the one time, but there's the number right there if you can read that. That's a DBXL rebuild kit if you need it, which, like I said, I don't think I need it on this one. I think I'm just gonna leave it go and just do the mod real quick. Okay, let's brake clean this thing out real quick. Got air over here too. Let me grab the air real quick, guys. Let's make sure it ain't plugged in, so they're going dunk 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 in your face. Cause it does. It gets loud in there when this thing runs. So I try to keep the tank kind of filled. Let me blow it out real quick. cleaned out. Get to the barrel part. Just wipe this thing down. Now, if you see a ton of wear, go ahead and replace it. You have it apart, why not, right? But I wasn't seeing wear there. I was just, like I said, the pin was coming out. Okay, now wipe the pin down, because that's what's gonna be that grub screw. We gotta clean that too, because we're gonna really Loctite the crap out of it. Okay, now we got that cleaned up. Get the cup cleaned out of the end here. If you can't get it with a rag, I'd brake clean it out, but normally I can just get it out like this for the most part. All right, now put it back in there like so. Okay, so this is gonna go through, line the pin up. Now you'll notice on the pin there's a flat. Make sure that flat lines up where that's gonna be, where that grub screw goes through. So the grub's over here on this side, so we want to shove it through like that. Oop, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind, guys. Okay, grub screw went through. Hey, I can actually see down in there that that's where it's supposed to be. I can see the flat. If you can't see the flat, get a little, like a 1.5 or something to jam down in there a little bit and rotate it around. Here's a little 1.5. And you can actually get down in there and turn it so that the flat is facing right where you want it. Get you a drip of Loctite down in there. Let me take the top for these first, guys, huh? And I drip it down in there. That way it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of goes down onto the pin too. And then I put a little bit on the grub screw, because there's already some in there. Bam, thread that in there. Like I said before, make sure you have the flat lined up. And keep both of your fingers on the pin so it's centered. And then crank that thing down, man. Alright, now we gave that a good crank. Okay, the pivot's still working good. Exactly what we wanted. Okay, now this is where the mod I do, you know, where it actually comes in effect. That was just your typical got a rag somewhere here, guys. There it is. Alright, but anyways, we'll get a little bit of that brake clean. Just your typical automotive brake clean. Spray it on your rag. Let's get your fingers clean too, because you're gonna be using your fingers on the tape. I'm using tape on this. Now, if I had some hockey tape, I used it all up, but I'm gonna go ahead and use duct tape and work just the same. All right, let's get that clean side. Get that saturated. Just wipe your axle down right here. Okay, make sure that's 100% clean. Okay, we're wiping that down. Looks good. Hit it with the dry side. Now you know there's nothing, you know, you got a nice clean surface for the tape to adhere to. Okay. I got duct tape. Like I said, I use like a hockey tape. Anything with a fabric in it that's it's got a little density to it. You can use that. I'll just rip it in a strip. Go around a couple times. Okay. And what I do is just don't let the tape go past that edge right there of your cup. So go around the whole way several times. And as you can see, I use a CV boot too. That's actually a gray hostile I get from DDM. They're made for the ball hoss, so they're bigger than these dbxl-e axles. So this tape actually shims them out a little bit, you know, it gives it a little thickness. Okay, got that wrapped around a couple times. Boom, that's gonna be your density. Where'd I put the razor blade? Okay, and then I just get a razor blade, go right along that edge. The whole way. Okay, once you go the whole way around, just go ahead and take your piece off that you cut. Alright, now it's cut to, I mean, you got that cut down so it's not going to hit nothing. Boom. Alright, now next step, I put a layer of black tape on there. Let me get to the edge of it, sorry guys. Now you're looking at probably nothing right now, I apologize. Here we go. Okay, now, again, just do the same thing. Put a couple wraps around there. Now, if you have some glued shrink tubing or something that's this size, that'll work too. Again, notice I said glued because I've used regular shrink tubing and within one run, it came loose and was actually hitting. So I had to take it all apart and take it off. But I'm getting this as tight as I can get it. And what that does, it's a secondary measure for that to hold the CV pin in, you know what I mean? And once I get this done, I'm gonna use, I've been using this dielectric grease made by 3M in there, in the CV boots and inside the joints. It's waterproof, it's been working great. As you can see, these barely have any wear, and like I told you before, these are 3 years old. So, I think it's working. Anything that's working, guys, just keep on doing it, you know what I mean? This little mod works great, so obviously I'm doing it now, so I've been doing it for years. And hopefully I'm getting a good footage of this so you can see what I'm doing, but it's so simple. Just the fact of cutting the tape, and that's it, man. There, the tape's cut down. Now you got 2 layers of, you got your electrical tape, and you got your I just use 3M duct tape. You can use hockey tape, but now the pin has 2 forms of retention. You got your grub screw right there, and then you got the tape on the outside. So now, this stuff here, 3M silicone paste, I just get some of this and put it in there, man. It works amazing. I keep seeing an edge over here and it's bothering me. All right, there we go. Now, I'll just get some of this and you know what I mean? Just a little bit. You ain't gonna get silly with it. Something like that. Something like that. Boom. That's it. It like doesn't fling. It doesn't sling. It's waterproof. Slide your boot up on. And boom, you got yourself a rebuilt axle. Huh? Like I said, those are the Hostiles. That's the Hostile gray. I use them on both sides, and then again on this side I use the same measure, man. You take this apart, take that grub screw out, get the pin out, clean it real good with brake clean, and then drip Loctite down in that hole, blue Loctite, that 242 stuff right there, and then put your grub screw in and And then I just smear some of this on there and put her back together. So that's enough of this episode, fellas. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on a mod I've been doing for a couple years, and it seems like it's working really well for me. I hope this mod works out for you guys too, man. You 2.0 guys, give it a try. I have a feeling it's going to solve your issues. All right, guys, thanks for watching.